I made a list of the top 10 worst things that you can do in your 20s. I've been seeing multiple videos like this, and I just wanted to give my intake on it. I've lost thousands. I've made even more thousands of dollars. I lost my housing. I've been through it all. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen firsthand in my own life, and obviously the people around me, do these things and kind of just ruin their life. So number one would be staying around people with no ambition. Now, you don't need to have all entrepreneurial friends, but you do need to have a good environment around you. And these people need to have a good energy and a good mindset. You don't need people that have an average mindset, because then you're just going to be an average person. You know what they say, you are the sum of the five people around you, the five closest people around you. You need to stop having people around that make excuses for themselves, and you also need to stop making excuses for yourself. I just kind of fucked that up, but you know what I'm saying. So stop staying around people with no ambition. Number two is destroying your brain with dopamine all day. Now, there's different forms of dopamine. There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's those videos that you watch on those different sites, playing video games, and just having like anything with instant gratification. Now, covering TikTok and Instagram reels, those are just like, they literally destroy the inside of your brain. Like, you're just constantly scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I even catch myself doing it too. Like, all right, like I'll be scrolling, I'm like, okay, one more. And then I'll do one more, and I'm like, all right, because that wasn't good enough to end off on. You know what I'm saying? So these kind of things, they kind of just mess your entire brain up, because you're just constantly looking for something better. And with these game, I'll get to the websites in a second, but for gaming, I'm a big video game player. I would play DBD and GTA and all these things, and I would also like post YouTube videos. I used to be a gaming YouTuber back in the day when I was a jit. And that also, like, it does help out kind of with stress, but it also, like, at the end of the day, after an 8-hour shift on the game, you do know in the back of your head that you're like, damn, I kind of wasted my entire day. And that will just constantly translate into a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you don't want to have that happen. When it comes to watching these specific websites, that literally, I feel like that's the worst thing a man can do, is watching these different websites and, finishing, So that, there's a chemical in your brain that releases, and it's the same chemical as if you're getting high. I think it's off of like heroin or meth. So watching these websites and meth or heroin, I think it's heroin, are the exact same chemical being released. And it ruins the perspective and the perception of actual relationships, sexually. If you don't have motion and you can't get like girls IRL, then you need to work on yourself. You cannot be sitting here jacking off all day. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of need to get a life, and you do need to better yourself, because if you can't get a girl to fulfill your needs, then you definitely cannot. You shouldn't be celebrating. You shouldn't be going out. You shouldn't be doing all of that, because you have no motion. So the goal is, every time you get that urge or that feeling, because we all have it, you need to get up, go for a walk, go do something, hit up a girl if you need to, if you really need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's better than actually sitting there and laying down vertically or standing up over a toilet or whatever. It's weird. It is weird. So stop doing that. Number three is dating someone who kills your focus. I've been there. It's super nice having a woman that cooks for you, that is so warm and cuddly. It's nice to sit and watch movies or shows all day. It is nice, 100%. Don't get me wrong. But a woman will lose her respect for you if you start doing the things that she wants. Now you're probably like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Well, a woman, probably, if you're a man that has, like, like I said, motion, without sounding too cocky or too like corny. If you have like motion and you're working on yourself and you're working out and you look good and this and that, that woman liked you and fell in love with you with that person. That woman fell in love with that person. Now, if you start getting a little bit comfortable, you start taking steps and days off, she will start to lose respect for you. And that's just the reality of that. And then you'll just lose your girl anyways. So let me go ahead and charge this camera. But like I said, you need to not be comfortable. And with that being said, what was I on? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you cannot have a woman that destroys your focus. Now, you do need to have a woman that like understands. All right, we're charged. You do need to have a woman that understands your goal and your passion when it comes to whatever you're doing. Okay. And you also do not want emotional chaos. You don't want drama. You don't want a girl constantly questioning your every move, because that will tire you out. You're going to be emotionally drained. And then you're not going to be wanting to work on yourself anyways, because you're so drained. I've been there. A lot of my friends have been there. So stay away from those girls. Or those people, if you're a girl watching this. Next is going to be pretending to be rich online. Now, this is kind of specific, but you're going to have these fake entrepreneurs, these fake gurus, these fake flexers, like fake flexing, and then like these rented lifestyles. And now there's nothing wrong with actually like renting out like a car, especially if you're on vacation or anything like that. But you need to stay away from actually having a rented lifestyle and kind of pretending to be a person that you're really not on social media. One, you're gonna have different kind of friends. Like you're gonna have a faker group, because now they're trying to leech off of you, depending on the person, obviously. And then like you are gonna be expected by other people, and you can't provide because you actually have no motion, you don't have money, you don't have this lifestyle. And then obviously you're just gonna kind of ruin the perception of working hard, because now you have all of these things on your social media, on your Instagram, you're LARPing Lamborghinis that are not even yours or not even your videos. And then like, you're like, okay, like that's it. Everybody thinks I'm where I need to be, and that's all that matters. And that's kind of what ruins people. Like that literally ruins people, and they won't work hard anymore. So stop pretending to be rich online, especially when you're not. Number 6 is never learning a skill that makes money. Now, I'm not saying don't have a 9-to-5. There's definitely a need for 9-to-5s and different jobs in the real world, 100%. But you need to leverage your time. You need to leverage your money. If your tires go out, if one tire goes out, you kind of need a new tire, okay? And chances are, if one tire goes out, you probably need at least 2, or if you have an all-wheel drive, you might as well get 4. All 4 tires, that's $1,000 right then and there, even more, especially if you have a more expensive car like a Mercedes or BMW, depending on the car. So you need to have leverage. You need to have just money. You have the internet, so you can use the internet to build these skills, and you can build and have just more opportunities in your life, okay? Social media has built, my social media on Instagram and on YouTube has opened so many doors for me, and I've had so many more opportunities just by doing this, okay? So keep that in mind. Number 7 is financing a lifestyle you can't afford. There's nothing wrong with financing a car. I finance a RAV4. Now, it's not like a typical finance. Like I pay, right now, last month I paid 10K. The month before that I paid 10K. Now I only 4K. So this month I'll be paying 4K. That will be on my Instagram below. A little flex. But stop trying to finance a car you can't afford. It's not like I can't afford the RAV4 up front, because I could have paid it cash. Obviously, there's perks to using debt to your advantage and financing certain things. But like if you're over here using Klarna because you want to pay, like buy a watch, or kind of like a Moissanite, like you're financing a lifestyle you can't afford. You don't have the money, you're using credit cards, and you're just gonna be stuck at the end of the month when that due date comes, and your credit score is gonna go down. It's just not good for you at all. So keep that in mind. Debt is great. I haven't used my debit card in over 2 years now. I've only been using credit cards, but obviously I know how to use that to my advantage. We can talk about that in another video. And obviously you want to get rid of using validation purchases. So, well, like I said, you want to, flex a little Moissanite watch, whatever. Little diamond is obviously, we know you're not wearing diamonds. You're just Moissanite, but it's okay. Moissanite's fine. You need to stop buying validation purchases. This also includes designer clothing. like spider hoodies, all these like expensive ass clothes that aren't needed to be that expensive like that. You know what I'm saying? The only designer that I personally have right now is Louis Vuitton loafers, which I wear only on really like top tier meetings and like special occasions, stuff like that. And then I just bought a remote phone case that's coming in the mail. That was $200. Okay, that's just because I wanted a phone case, but that's because I can't. You know what I'm saying? So stop trying to finance a lifestyle that you cannot afford. Number 8 is wasting your life working but never building anything for yourself. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I'm not anti-job. I'm for people having jobs. I'm for people living the life that they want to live. But if you are wasting your life working and not building anything for yourself, this is a problem. Now this goes for even your fitness. If you're just constantly working, you're losing your health. That's a problem. Or if you just are working and the money's not enough, you better be trying to find another job or finding something to build, like kind of online business or something like that. So keep that in mind as well. Number 9 is never spending time with your parents. Now this one hits home because I'm not with my parents, right? My parents live in Jacksonville, Florida, and my mom lives in Fort Lauderdale. So that's a 5-hour drive, and then Fort Lauderdale is around an 8 or 9-hour drive. So time is moving fast. Your parents are aging. Try to be as present as possible. Even a phone call, at least 5 times a week. Okay, so that's every day. You can maybe skip 1 or 2 days. 5 times a week. Try to call your parents and just be there, be present. Obviously, go back for special occasions. I understand being away from home can be hard, especially like when there's no direct flight or something like that. It's gonna be hard to be actually physically there with your parents. So a phone call will suffice. Obviously, try to see them as much as possible so you're not regretting it later on. And then number 10 is waiting until later to become who you could be, obviously, today. You'll hear all the time where these people on their deathbeds are just regretting their entire life and how much time they're wasted, how much potential they have, and it's gone. You know, time is the only thing that we cannot get back. We can lose all these thousands and hundreds of dollars or whatever, and we can get it back. You've dealt with that. I've dealt with that. Everybody deals with money going up and down. You can lose a girl, you can get another one back, or you can get your same girl back. You can lose a job, you can get another job. You cannot get your age back. You cannot get your time back. 30 seconds ago, that is gone. Your 30 seconds, like that 30 seconds, this 12-minute video, you are never gonna get this 12 minutes back. You are 12 minutes closer to dying. So keep that in mind. Stop trying to waste your time. And a bonus is watching motivational videos instead of changing your life. Now, you might view this as a motivational video, which is okay. You're allowed to watch this motivation, but only relying on motivation instead of like discipline will hurt you in the long run. Stop trying to only use like motivation. Okay, like I'm gonna put this on and then I'll work. No, just have that in your head. Like, I gotta build discipline. I'm a grown man. If you're a girl, then you're a girl. But if I'm a grown man, I need to get my shit together. I need to get this shit done. I have parents still working. Like, you gotta get your shit done. Now, statistics purposes, I have 44% of you guys watching me are 18 to 24 years old, and then 35% of you guys are 25 to 34 years old. So you guys are in this video is for you. Okay, so hopefully you've connected with this video. Hopefully this helped you. If you have any other like bullet points in mind, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can either comment that and I'll get to you, or you can just DM me on Instagram, which will be in the description below. If you guys want to learn one-on-one on what I do, you can apply down below in the description. What I do is also faceless YouTube, building that into YouTube automation, just teaching people how to do that and skipping all the failure steps. Discord will also be in the description below. There's a free one and there's a premium one as well, but obviously you can look through those options. But yeah, that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.